I'm just stopped cold here with this argument by Mr. Farris that the Americans with Disabilities Act is going to put an end to homeschooling in America. Is that your position?
That's not my position. My position is that the treaty changes the legal requirements in this country, that it's just not correct to say that there is no duty to change American law in accordance with the treaty. So since I believe there will be required to be an implementation act that complies with the requirements of the treaty, I think at that point in time, that's when the problems will arise.
So, Mr.
Not
Farris,
under the ADA itself.
Mr. Farris, the fact that the administration is not asking for an implementation act and made it clear that it's not seeking it because the Americans with Disability Act already is controlling and has been extensively litigated, sets disability standards in our country which are higher than any in the world. You don't find that convincing?
That's the same administration that's prosecuting a homeschooling family to try to expel them from the United States, who came here
under the ADA, under the Americans with Disabilities Act?
No, they came here under our law of asylum. Yeah. But the question in the case that's pending, that case is also pending before the Supreme Court. Well, but that is for a certain.
Let me just say, Mr. Farris, I don't know what.
Well, I guess you don't want me to answer the question after.
Well, I don't think you can answer it because you want to talk about something other than the Americans with Disabilities Act or the Convention on Disabilities, and that's what we're here to discuss.
The Convention with Disabilities has a different legal standard than the ADA.
I can tell you
there are numerous disability organizations that say so. I include their citations in my written testimony.
If we are going to,
I am not the only one that says that. The CRPD committee agrees with me.
And I would just say to you, Mr. Farris, that if we're going to have a battle of the organizations supporting and not supporting this, I think we're going to prevail because we have the mainstream disability organizations across America who are supporting the adoption of this Convention on Disabilities. And I struggle with the notion that we are somehow going to stop this effort to extend the rights to the disabled around the world for fear of something which you can't even clearly articulate when it comes to homeschooling. As Mr. Ridge says, I don't know whether to call him congressman or secretary, but we've been friends in both capacity. What he has said, he supports homeschooling. I do too. This is not going to affect homeschooling. It's very clear that it will not, and the Americans with Disabilities Act for 20 years has not affected homeschooling.